and welcome to Ninqueso Live episode 22, which is a shame that it's not 21 because that would have been perfect for the year 2021, but as it is, it's 22, so that's ruined. We might as well give up now because everything's wrong.
It would have been...
I am El Gran Queso. Miss Brie, have I introduced you yet? Have I introduced you yet? No.
No, go on then. Go.
I am El Gran Queso, and I am joined, as always, by the interrupter of interruptions, Miss Brie.
Hi, bestie. You should big me up better than that because I'm the bestest bestie ever.
You are the bestest bestie ever. And we'll say hello to Gemma and CCS and CC Sports 04. Welcome along. Hope you've been having a great day. Yes, so here we are, back in a new year, and nothing has changed, surprisingly. I didn't think it would.
Well, it has, because we're back
loud,
in...
You're loud. 1 sec. So, keep talking.
Yeah, we're back in lockdown, so for those not in the UK, we've gone back into lockdown here in London again. Hello, Gemma. I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see you in the chat. Welcome along. Good to kind of see you here. So those who are not in the UK has gone back into lockdown at the moment. So we're just getting used to lockdown life, which means basically more gaming.
Exactly, more gaming, which is good because we got Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus games to go over. Not that I get PlayStation Plus games, but we've got Games with Gold.
We are going to set up a joint stream, aren't we? We're going to play something together.
Are we?
I have downloaded Fortnite and we're going to do Fortnite.
Are you going to join us on Fortnite Friday?
I am.
Follower Fortnite, whatever we call it. I don't know what we call it. So how
is it also Donut Friday?
I don't know because we don't know the rules on donuts anymore. Are we allowed to have donuts during lockdown? These are the questions we need answered.
I think you can have them delivered, but you can't click and collect.
If Krispy Kreme is watching, we need to know these things.
Shout out to Krispy Kreme. Please gift us with your presents.
Yes. Please sponsor
Donut
us.
Friday
I could sit here
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
I could sit here eating donuts on the stream.
I mean, I would definitely whore myself out for free donuts. Just putting it out there, you know.
She said it, not me. Not me. It's normally me that tries. To sell the stream.
Let's move on.
So what
have you been playing section?
What have I been playing? I don't know because it's been like ages since we last streamed. Today I finished playing Raji, an Ancient Epic. Played it last week on stream and I finished it off today. And I got to last week it was pretty easy. This week the difficulty just went through the roof. It was all right. It was an interesting story. I'm not sure. I can hear myself. Why have you got me loud? Have you not got headphones on, have you? You've just got my voice.
I like your voice, though, you know. And I was just actually going to point out that Gemma has just said she will fetch us donuts if we want.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
I think she could be my second bestie.
Never. So I've played Raji. Started playing a game called Horace, which was quite interesting. I'm going to actually stream. It's like I just tested it to see is this game worth streaming? And an hour and a half later, I was like, I need to stop playing this because I want to stream it. So, but it's quite funny. It's very British, the humour. I'm not sure how well it will go over in other places. It's like when you switch the game on, it starts with the dun 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 dun. Do you know the Thames logo of how TV programs used to start?
Yes, I remember.
It starts with that.
We're showing our age now.
There's a butler in it called Mr. Deck, first name Anton. Anton Deck.
Hang on a minute. One of them's getting married, aren't they?
And he ends up as a TV producer, a TV presenter in it. It's just and it's this other lady.
Is it Ant or Deck that's getting married? I don't know. Does that mean they have to move out?
I don't know. But anyway, it seems like a good game. It seems like a good game. Apart from that, it's just been the normal, really. Fall Guys, where I won a crown yesterday.
Oh, well done.
First go of the stream, I won a crown. I was like, yay. And then I didn't win anymore.
Gemma says she's buying me extra donuts.
Favoritism.
I know, right?
Only half a donut for me. That's rubbish. So what about yourself?
To be fair, her screen name is Gemma the Gay, so that could have something to do with it.
Well, she's been hitting on Debbie, so it's fine. Anyway.
Oh, she's great. She's hot
anyway. What have you been up to? I've not seen you since last year.
I've played a lot of SSX Tricky and I've broken my record for railing.
Wow.
I know, right?
What a life achievement.
So
Broken the
I know,
record for railing.
I know, and my avatar is getting really well built up at the minute. So I've got a new snowboard and a sweet pair of kicks. And for
Nice.
those who've never been to Manchester, that means trousers.
Why do I look so small compared to you? I'm going to make myself bigger. And I'm in your screen now. There we go.
What are you doing?
I'm making myself
So
look
yeah, I
bigger.
have also played a bit of Skyrim. I've bought a house in Solitude, and it's massive.
Yes, the house in Solitude is pretty big. Gemma's just been timed out by the Nightbot for spamming stuff.
Oh dear.
Spamming symbols.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, she's only been timed out for 5 seconds. Yeah, it's really big. It's a lot of money though, that house, and you've got to like upgrade it so much to get all the decent stuff.
25,000 gold, and it cost me 6,000 to furnish it. But I have got a patio.
That's awesome. I don't think I've ever actually legitimately bought that house. I don't know. I just like the house. I think I prefer the houses that are outside, like Lakeview Manor, because you can like teleport straight to them rather than having to teleport to the city, go into the gates, then go into your house.
When you teleport to Whiterun, it does bring you outside Breeze Home.
Yeah, but you're still outside. Yeah, you know. I don't know. I like Lakeview Manor. That's my go-to home. It's Lakeview Manor.
I built that, and I just found it boring. And you know me, I'm a city chick. It was in the middle of nowhere.
That's what I like. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Barlett's in the chat. Hello, Barlett.
Yes. So that's pretty much all you've been playing. Just Sky. Have you not downloaded anything from Game Pass while you've got it?
I haven't, to be honest. So that's my next question: is what's on Game Pass?
Doom Eternal. I think you might like that. Lots of bang bang, death, demon slaying. There was, I think I saw a tweet actually earlier, but it's not in the news story. But there was a tweet with some new games that are coming to it, and some of them looked okay. Right.
Anyway, shall we get on with it?
What, you mean the quick news, the kind of news that we don't really want to talk about, but we feel we should mention?
That's the one.
That's the one. Okay. Industry analyst. Okay. It's 2021. And the industry analysts are still confident that we will see a Switch Pro this year. Now, we've had this prediction every year since 2017 when the Switch came out. So they're going to get it right one day.
The industry analysts are not very good at their predictions, I find, but there we are.
Yeah, it's just kind of a safe bet now, isn't it? Oh, there'll be a Switch Pro this year. There'll be a new Switch, definitely. If you say it enough, one day it's going to happen. Fortnite creator Epic Games is turning an old shopping mall into its new HQ. So that just kind of sums up how much money they have.
Shed loads.
Loads. If they need a shopping centre to be their offices. Oh.
Also, I would just like to say, Epic, if you need anybody to run your shopping centre, I'm available.
Yeah, she'll even wear a t-shirt saying free Fortnite and and throw oranges at people because it's not Apple.
All right, tell me about the PS5 and the Series X.
I don't know, what is it? The PS5 and Xbox Series X are so big that IKEA has mock consoles in store to help you buy a media cabinet.
Yeah, because you don't know if it'll fit in your slot.
To be fair, they do that with PCs. I remember them having cardboard boxes of PCs and things for computer desks.
Yeah, it's
but
fake.
They've got the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 there. And that's the quick news. It's like I struggled to find news today.
Well, everybody's busy playing with their toys, really. There's not a lot gone on because they've done the sales before Christmas and the industry's just having a bit of a fortnight off.
They did, look. And this was my toy, look.
Hello, Hayley.
It's Hero from Dragon Quest that Miss Brie got me for Christmas. And what did I get you for Christmas?
Everything.
Are you ashamed to admit what I bought you? Is that it? You just want to move on and not mention it? Fine, 'cause we will.
Tell the people.
I bought her a cookbook, a Skyrim cookbook.
Right.
Have you made it? Have you
Skyrim? No, food has a sort of like quite a big, plays quite a big part in it, and there's particularly things like sweet rolls and stuff. But yeah, it's great. Honestly, it's probably a little bit more memorabilia than it is an actual cookbook.
Haven't you
Some of the
tried to
stuff in
make
it.
anything?
But having said that, I'm enjoying it massively.
Have you made me sweet rolls yet?
I've made the spice for sweet rolls because you have to. There's like a section in it where it's got all different spices. So there's Nord spices and sweet spices. So I've made the spice,
Yeah.
but I need to get yeast. And with being in lockdown, everybody's baking banana bread, and I can't get yeast.
Damn them and their banana bread. You need to make a sweet roll so I can steal it.
Yeah, because you're very good at
And
pickpocketing
then you can
stealing.
say, and then I can come up to you and go, somebody still. What's the matter? Somebody stole your sweet roll. That's the only bit I bought you the book just for that. Right.
Sounds like a euphemism.
It's
Tell me about
January.
games on gold.
It's January. So PlayStation and Xbox have announced new games with gold and PlayStation Plus games. So games with gold, we have got. So let me find my little button here to change screen layout. Nope. Okay, let me do this with the thing. There we go. We have got from January for the whole of January, basically. We've got Little Nightmares, which is a game. And from the 16th to the 15th of February, we've got Dead Rising. I don't even know what this is. What's that game there? I can't even read it. Let me find like some written stuff where I can read and not go from box art. King of Fighters 13 and Breakdown. Right, let's hope this doesn't play any loud music.
What's your pick for this?
I'm quite interested, actually, even though I'm a coward and hate scary games. Little Nightmares might be the one.
Terrified.
I don't know. It's like it's a very stylish game.
Haley likes Little Nightmares.
She liked Little Nightmares. I've not played it. I've seen it. It doesn't look like it's a scary game. It's kind of like a cartoony, scary game kind of thing. A bit along the line. It reminds me of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, that kind of style.
I was really taken by the graphics on this. It just reminded me, and I thought, oh, I bet I know who's had a hand in this.
Yeah, so I think that one is the only one there that I'm actually going to probably play. Dead
You know
Rising.
what? You're right, Haley. It is a bit like Coraline as well.
Oh, Coraline is awesome. I liked Coraline. With the buttons for eyes. Let me sew your eyes on. It's like, whoa, this is scary. But yeah, so there are your games for Xbox. If you've got a PlayStation and PlayStation Plus, you are getting Man-Eater, which is a PS5, it's saying. I'm sure it came out on PS4. It must be an updated one. Greedfall and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, if I had the choice, I probably would try Man-Eater because that looks funny. Because you're a big shark and you're eating things. Look at it. You're just a shark flipping around, eating stuff.
That's almost as bad as Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, but it's a bit more violent than Untitled Goose Game. I think I showed you Greedfall on the Xbox Game Pass, didn't I?
Yes, I remember that.
I remember seeing that thinking...
I think Tomb Raider for me.
Yeah, I've played some of the newer Tomb Raiders. I never really got into it. But they're sort of the games we've got for... the PlayStation games. If you've got a PlayStation, which I've got a PlayStation, I just don't have PlayStation Plus because I play all my Fall Guys now on PC.
That PC that you built.
Yes, and still works.
And that's another reason I need to haul myself out so you can get a new graphics card.
I've already ordered.
Any sponsors who are watching,
I've already ordered my graphics card. Because you know how I was saying, okay, this is a side tangent, because obviously we've not got many stories to talk about today. It's the first part of the year, so I'm just like prolonging it. Because Sam was just like, oh, it's not going to be a very long episode today. And I was like, yeah, it will. I'll just waffle about anything. But do you remember how I was saying when the Xbox Series X came out and the PlayStation 5, why can't we pay the money now and get it when it's ready with an update of when it is?
Yeah, not just a pre-order, but just say, I'm ordered, here's my money, send it me when it's ready.
I'm going to plug them. Infinite Computers do that exact same thing for graphics cards. I'm number 3 in the queue. There's about 40 people passed behind me now. I have paid for it. So when the stock comes in, I'll be the third person that they send it out to. How easy is that? Well, yeah, it's because it's like, if I didn't do that, then the money would disappear slowly and steadily as I have to live. Whereas this way, I can just starve to death and it'll be fine.
Remember, it's my birthday this month as well, lovely. We're going to have birthday lockdown month. We'll exchange donuts.
So I've got a RTX 3060 Ti lined up so that I'll be able to play amazing games just for everyone that watches the streams, not for me.
All right, so we
Right. Should we go?
short news
Should we
there.
go on to some main news now?
Main news. Let's
Kind
talk
of.
about Ubisoft Plus, which is rumored to be heading to Xbox Game Pass.
Yes, this is just a rumor.
Interesting.
Obviously, Ubisoft Plus is a subscription service that you get Ubisoft games from. Not long ago, I think it was November, wasn't it, that EA Play came to Game Pass. So now there is a rumor, a strong chance of being true as well. It's not one of these rumors that are like, nah, that's not going to happen. This has got a strong chance, people.
Strong chance of happening from what I'm seeing. I believe that the quote is,
Yes.
isn't it?
It's one of those things. I guess it would be nice if it comes along to Game Pass. If you've got Game Pass, more games is always better. And obviously having the likes of Assassin's Creed Valhalla on there and things like that, then
So there's a little bit of discussion in the industry whether this means that that those sorts of games will come onto Game Pass immediately, because the thought is that, like, okay, it's coming onto Game Pass, but maybe that means old games will come in, and
yeah,
newer ones. But personally, I don't think that's the case. I think we will see newer games coming on almost immediately, because this is what's happened recently. The industry going through these big changes. Assimilations. Bethesda's just been bought by Microsoft for 7.6 billion. Was
ZeniMax
it?
as well, isn't it? Where that's the parent company, so it was a lot more than just Bethesda. But yeah, like you say, this is still a relatively new facet for games of like the streaming services. Like pay a subscription, you get access to all these games, and the problem I can see is if every company wants to do one, they're going to lose out in the long run, because you're not going to be like, well, I'm definitely just going to get Ubisoft games, or I'm just going to get EA games. They need to be brought together in one umbrella. And I think it makes massive sense for Microsoft, who, let's be real, has the money to throw at these things, to get everything into one umbrella, so that when you get that subscription, you've got access to all of it, rather than having to pay £10 for EA, £10 for Ubisoft, £10 for Sega, for all of these other subscriptions, to get them all into one place. Then it's
and
a win.
Also, they don't want the opposition.
Yeah, and it's a win-win for everyone, because obviously Ubisoft is getting a cut out of it, so it opens them up to more people. I don't know how it works, like whether it's a lump sum or whether they get paid per game that's downloaded, because obviously they can track how many games are downloaded. But it does, in my mind, make really good sense to try and get everything into one place rather than having it all scattered around.
Strategy, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, so Gemma's asked us, what retro old school games would you like to see remade? So the reason I'm answering this question is Gemma doesn't know that we both have consoles on which we've got the likes of Space Invaders and Frogger and all of those. You built me one about 3 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah. I built you a small, it's about so big, like little arcade cabinet with a Raspberry Pi in it, which has got all the ROMs of all ROMs of games that we actually own physical copies of, because obviously it's illegal to own them otherwise. So you got arcade games. And at the start of last year, when we went into lockdown, I actually built myself a full size arcade cabinet with a Raspberry Pi inside. but we take questions at the end of the show.
Oh, I was excited about that one.
Gemma, calm down. I know we finish about before 9, so you won't be in bed by the time we finish. Cool, right. Was that it for Ubisoft? Rumor, it might be coming. Microsoft
trademarked Xbox Series XS, which is extremely intriguing.
It is, and it isn't. I've done some bit of research. Obviously, they've just trademarked Xbox Series XS. So obviously we've got the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, but this is a trademark for just an X and an S next to each other. Let me just bring that up there. So of course this has obviously sparked massive rumours. Oh my God, are Microsoft going to be releasing a new console? And no, They're not going to. I mean, let's be
Well,
real. They're not
here's
going
the
to.
thing. Eventually, they will release another generation of consoles, but let's remember how long the lead time is for these
Oh
things.
yeah, yeah.
And also remember that a lot of games companies, console companies, will trademark stuff just to protect it, to protect their own position. This is no guarantee that there is going to be a console, and if there is, it'll be a very, very long time because, I can't see them releasing, anything alongside what they've already released because there's not enough stock coming through of that to start with,
No,
unless
not
you
at
want an
all.
S, and nobody wants an S.
From what I've kind of looked into it, this whole thing is kind of tied. I just need to find the right web page. Console game, shot by all console games. Let me just bring this page up. Obviously, they've got all their online stuff. Available on Xbox Series X and S. And if you look at how games are being displayed, I don't know if it's got it on here. No, it hasn't. But obviously, like, they're kind of saying now that you got, because all their games are pretty much compatible everywhere. So you have them like optimized for Xbox Series X, optimized for Xbox Series S. But on the store, it's just XS. It's no defining. And that's kind of what some people are thinking. Actually, that's might be what they've trademarked. So that when they're promoting it on their store for it's available on Xbox Series XS, X and S. That's kind of where people are thinking. It's highly, highly unlikely that they're going to be releasing anything soon. I mean, they've talked about the yes, here we go. If you look on the page here, you see that little bit there, XS. That's how they're advertising it on the shop. So people are thinking it might be that's trademarked.
Yeah, but people like to get excited when they've got nothing better.
They do. People get very excited about everything for no real reason.
Just to say for those, who really are thinking about new console, if there is going to be a new console, it's going to be 15 years.
Probably not quite 15. I think the last ones was 7 years. 2013 they came out. The series Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
The problem is, obviously we're at our limit of monitors and TVs right now.
Yes,
so
I mean that's
is the next generation that'll have to come through, and that's why I say 15 years.
That is the biggest thing, isn't it? With well, we're already past that. Everyone, like all these people that want a new Xbox and PlayStation, the chances are their TVs aren't going to be able to display them at the ability that they can. I remember when the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 first came out. The first time I saw a PlayStation 3 run, it was around a friend's. And obviously PlayStation 3 was HDMI, but it was also at the point where it still had composite as well, because it was at that transition period. And I saw the games running on a composite TV, not a HD TV. And I looked at it and was like, well, this isn't much better than the PlayStation 2. But because now we can do like 120 frames a second with the newer consoles, your average TV in your home cannot display that. It can't keep up with 120. Most of them, like, you're looking at 60 at most, kind of thing, 60 hertz refresh rate. So unless you have like a really expensive TV or a really good gaming monitor, you're not getting the best out of the consoles at the moment anyway. And like you said, by the time we get to the new consoles, where can they go without the TV technology going?
That's it. That's what we'll wait for. It won't be the console, really. They'll have to wait to release it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really my point.
You can get monitors that do like 240 frames a second at the moment, but they're not. They're your very specialized PC kind of things, rather than you just walk into a shop and buy a TV with a HDMI cable. Majority of TVs don't even have HDMI 2.0, 2.1 that the new consoles really need to be able to get that high refresh rate.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a thing. I'm sure it'll get sorted out. By that time, the Elon Musk's chip in the brain will be implanted into everyone, and they'll just be beamed straight into our head. Can that chip in your brain play Doom? Yeah. I got Doom running in your head.
Anywho, let's move on.
Yes, this has caused a little bit of upset for people. which I kind of understand, but also I'm like, really? Get over it. They're years old. Nintendo has actually pulled down. I think from what I saw today, it was like 230 DSiWare games without any warning whatsoever.
However, it's not from all of the shops. It's mainly the US shops. A lot of them are still available in the European shops. So that's why people are saying this might actually just be a technical issue.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because a tweet came out from Come Out Punching. Public service announcement to 3DS gamers and DS fans. All DSiWare games released before mid-May 2011 have been deactivated on the eShop, including the classics Shantae Risky Revenge. Luckily, I got it on my DSi. That's the thing, before 2011, so these are 9 years old.
Yeah.
You can't... We've had this discussion before with digital games. What happens when they eventually turn the servers off? Because they're not going to keep a server going for a console that's, I think, the DSi, the shop has already closed on that, but obviously these you could still buy them on the 3DS. But even that now is like the Switch has taken over that area of everything. So
Yeah.
at some point they're going to close the shop down like they did with the Wii.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm still surprised the Wii U is still up and running because that wasn't a particularly successful console. So why they're still paying money to keep that going is kind of, is odd.
Whether they are actually pulling these or it's a technical hitch, I guess will remain to be seen.
Yes,
but
we'll find out.
Your point is nevertheless valid. You've always said, "Oh, what I want is a hard copy because I have those worries." And for me, I'm not too bothered. My Xbox, my personal Xbox, is a digital, and that doesn't bother me one little bit. So I guess
Yeah,
horses for courses, but.
I think what needs to happen is they need to go somewhere like with what Xbox is doing, where the older games work on the newer consoles, so that they're always going to be relevant to being.
Yeah.
They're not going to be on a store that's going to get closed down and disappeared. They're always going to be on the current store. Then that wouldn't be so much of an issue. So if when the Switch 2 comes out, as long as all the Switch games will play on the Switch 2, there's no reason why the Switch eShop should drift away into the past. They could keep it, and I think until that happens, we're in a very, very risky situation for digital only games. As I mean, I've mentioned this before, but I put my Wii U on. It was last year sometime. I've not played it in a while, and the hard drive that I had all my games backed up on was corrupted and wouldn't work. It wouldn't work on the Wii U. It wouldn't work on my PC. So I ended up having to download all the games again. But I still need another hard drive to be able to get all the games that I own downloaded onto there. So I've only got some of them downloaded. Yeah. And if that had happened 10 years in the future when I didn't have access to be able to download those games again, that's why I'm scared, Nintendo.
You're just
Sega.
living in the past.
Yes, I am indeed. So we'll find out whether this is a glitch or whether it will start coming down from other regions. But it's still quite a new story.
So let's talk about the company that's selling PS5 faceplates, because they've got quite big kahunas, I believe.
Yes, they have.
Just try it.
They've actually called Sony out saying, "Do you just try and sue us? Go on. If you don't think we can sell these, sue us. Try it."
So let's give some background to this. So what was the name of the previous company? What was it?
What was it? It was PlayStation they had to change their name because it was a bit close to PS5 panels or something. I can't quite remember. But there was one company that before that set all this up, like, we're going to sell panels. They got pre-orders in. Sony sent them a cease and desist saying, "You're going to get sued if you go through with this." And then they changed the name.
They changed the name of their website initially, and then they just had to fold all together and trash their stock because I think
refunded everyone.
Yeah.
So now this is a bigger company though. This is a Canadian company, isn't it? I can't remember what, I've accidentally closed the page down, so I've not got any.
And also, what they're saying is they haven't got any trademarks or anything that could infringe trademarks on their stock, and they're confident. And the level of confidence makes me think they've probably had legal advice
Yeah.
in advance.
I know.
But I do like the way that they're on about this. I mean, there was a Reddit thread where somebody questioned them about it, and they just said, "Go for it, Sony. Just go for it. Just try
Yeah.
it." So
I know the
I
panel.
just like it. I like it.
I know the
You know
panels
me.
are a different shape. They don't have the big like wings coming off the top, do they? They're a little bit more smaller down. But yeah, I guess it really depends exactly what the patent is on the panels. See, I would have thought it would have been the way they actually attached to the console. But I know like Nintendo patented the D-pad from the NES, and obviously all companies had to do was just change it ever so slightly, because the D-pad on the original Nintendo console had like a little pivot in the middle, which is why it was so good, so you couldn't accidentally press everything down at once.
Excuse me.
Kind of why no one else's D-pad was quite as good, because they just basically got rid of that.
Yeah.
So you could accidentally press it all down at once. But that was enough to get past the trademarks and the patents and things. So it's irrelevant. I don't have a PS5, so it doesn't affect me.
I have seen a lot of people doing their own customizations though.
Yes.
So there's a lot of pictures on Reddit and places like that of they've done their own thing. This is going to be quite the thing. So I can see Sony trying it, but let's see. I'm ready to see the face.
It'd be interesting.
Honestly.
And you know where you can
I'm
hear about
Boshy,
it.
so I'm rooting for the little guy.
And you know where you can hear about it? Right here on Ninqueso Live, episode probably 27.
Right. Okay,
Right.
so let's move on to
The
Pikmin.
Nintendo World. Pikmin have been showing up in Nintendo World. So in some of these pictures, you can see, like, look here. There's some little tiny Pikmin in the Nintendo World. I mean, it is called Super Nintendo World. It's not called Super Mario World.
I'm excited.
I can't see the Pikmin there. Seeing these lovely pictures. Now, I think before everyone gets like, oh my God, there's Pikmin there. Way back on the GameCube, okay, Mario Golf. I loved Mario Golf. It was a great game. On the one of the Mario courses, I think it's, if you accidentally hit your ball into the rough, into the flowers, Pikmin would fly up. So it's not. They're not breaking. It's not. It's canon already. Pikmin live in the Mario world because they're in Mario Golf. Damn it. So it's not surprising that they're there. But yeah, I do like Pikmin. Pikmin are very cute. They're very cute little things.
Yes, they are very cute. I'll give you that. The only thing that's cuter is Kelly.
What, Kelly Cat?
Kelly Cat. Jelly Belly Kelly!
Slime climb.
That's my fault.
Why are we doing slime climb?
I don't know. It all went wrong.
wow.
It all went wrong. It all went wrong.
Listen, I'm hungry, so tell me about KFC.
KFC. Well, there's Kelly, look. KFC have decided they want to step into the console world, and they are releasing the KFC console, which also has a built-in drawer to keep your chicken warm.
This is epic. This is epic. I am loving this.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Every console needs a heat dissipation mechanism. So obviously either a heat sink or a fan, some kind of cooling system, because they actually get very, very hot.
They do.
But they decided to put this heat to good use by putting a chicken warmer in a games console. And honestly, I'm up for one. I'm up for it.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, when you actually look a bit deeper into this thing, I honestly don't think there's going to be many of these made. If you actually look at what they're using, like the motherboard, it's basically a PC. It's not a console. It is a PC. And if you look at the motherboard they're using, the graphics card they're using, this thing could easily cost you $4,000. It's expensive. And if you're paying, like, it's going to be a limited edition thing. I mean, they've made it shaped so it looks like a KFC bucket even. But if you're spending $4,000 or whatever, even if you're spending £500 on it, why the hell would you put chicken inside there? It's like any chance of the fat or anything dripping down onto your components. What are you thinking?
To be fair, KFC is a bit greasy.
It is a bit greasy. And it's like, are you allowed to put pizza in there? Who knows?
Yeah, if it's just like a warmer.
How are you going to keep it
are you
clean?
limited to putting chicken in it? Does it invalidate your warranty if you were to say put, I don't know, like a brisket in there for a few days? I don't know. All these questions I need answering before I purchase. But I tell you what, I would take it. I would, if I was, you know,
Yeah.
to be offered one in sponsorship, I'd wear the T-shirt and it would be finger licking good.
I'd be sitting
That's
here
all
with a
I'm
Krispy
saying.
Kreme in one hand, a chicken thigh in another.
Absolutely. You're
You
right,
know.
Hayley. We need to keep the chicken nuggets warm.
This is true. Chicken nuggets are better warm. But
There's
I'm not,
nothing worse
I'm
than
not
cold
sure
nuggets.
if putting them in a £4,000 PC is the right way to go about when you could buy like a £10 hot plate.
Yes, but like, you know, the thing is, like Hayley says, nothing worse than cold nuggets.
Yeah, they're all right though. If you wake up the next day after not eating all your nuggets, I will still eat them.
You're so gross.
I'm a boy. What do you expect?
Yeah, what do I expect?
I'm meant to be gross.
Yeah, you're a boy.
The way I can see this going is they're going to release a very limited number. They're going to give them to a few influencers and YouTuber type people, and it's marketing. This is just a way to get people talking about KFC rather
Willing
than
to
them
talk
actually,
about KFC. I can influence people.
rather than actually people going to buy this console. And like I said, the actual components that they're using on this, it is a high-end PC, really high-end.
I'll take it.
And from other sort of research I've done on it, they actually did a tweet earlier in the year, like last year, kind of almost joking about it. So it's almost like they did a meme and they've willed this into existence through the meme. It's like another company has come up to them and been like, do you know what? We'll supply all the equipment here for this. We need to do it.
It's got to happen.
But yeah, like on the actual website where you can go to look at where the info is for it, there's no like pre-order details. There's no price or anything at the moment. So it's very probably just going to be...
You can't afford it.
Yes, it's very probably going to be... I think it's going to be along the lines of like the Xbox Series X fridge. They'll just make enough just to give to people.
Yeah. But they could give one to us.
They could give one to us. They won't.
Although I probably wouldn't put KFC in it, I have to be honest.
I would still prefer the Xbox Series X fridge.
It would warm donuts.
I don't want warm donuts.
Oh, I would warm donuts.
Unless we go to the seaside, then the seaside donuts are good. But I wouldn't want to warm KFC donuts. Oh, have you seen my donut face mask?
No.
This is when we
I'd
can
like to mention I have got a
Whoa! This is for when we go
Where
back.
did that come from and why do you have one?
This is when we can go back to Krispy Kreme.
Gemma says we can get drive-through.
See? Donut face mask.
I need one of those, like of a matter of urgency.
This came from Debbie Jane for my Amazon wish list. She brought it for me. It just turned up in the post one day and it was like...
Very, very generous of you.
It's got donuts on it and everything, look.
I love that. So we'll try and get donuts.
We need to explain to Hayley Bailey. Hayley Bailey's actually from the US, so she might not know.
Oh, hello, Hayley Bailey. We talk funny compared to you, so
she
I
might
know
not.
that. We'll try and speak distinctly. So Bestie and I have a tradition of going for donuts on Friday.
That's not what she's asking. It's not what she's asking. She's asking what seaside donuts are.
Oh.
In the UK, when you go to the seaside, we have like traditional things. Like there's like lots of fish and chip shops, and you get like seaside donuts. So they literally just drop the donut batter into like deep fat and fry it, and then as it comes out, it goes rolled through sugar. So it's like a hot donut, which is unlike any other kind of donut that you ever have. And they're quite nice
They're
seaside
not,
donuts.
they're not glazed like Krispy Kreme ones. They're
No.
in sort of like granulated sugar, and you can
Yeah.
get cinnamon with them, and they come out hot. And they're always ring donuts. They're not filled donuts.
Yeah, and they always make them for you at the time, don't they? They drop it in, and it's
That's
like
it. They're made fresh, and they smell amazing,
They're
and
good.
they taste so good. And normally you can get like a cup of tea and a bag of hot donuts. And honestly,
they're good.
I would sell my soul for some of those right now
But
to go to the seaside.
The only place you can get them is at the seaside.
That's
It's like-
right. They don't sell them
it's
anywhere
like it's
else
against the
except when you
law
go
to sell
the
them.
British seaside.
If you can't see the sea, you're not allowed to buy them.
That's it. They're only ever on the seafront. Unless the sea is visible, they're not for sale.
Exactly. If you can't see the sea, you can't have seaside donuts.
Exactly.
It's
So
against the law.
that's what they are, Hayley.
Yes. And that is the news for this week. It's pretty short bit. There's not really much happened because of obviously it's like the holidays and stuff. You're welcome, Hayley. Right, we've reached that
have
part of the
you long,
show.
Hayley.
We reached that part of the show where if you do have any questions that you feel like you want to ask us, please ask away.
You can ask us anything that you like, especially donut related.
Yes. Donuts are
We're
always good.
experts in donuts.
Salted caramel donuts or Reese's peanut butter donuts are my favourites, before anyone asks. No, you're wrong, guy. We're wrong. Bartlett says we're
Well,
wrong.
we're wrong about Bartlett.
Okay? What? Please, let us know, Bartlett. Why are we wrong? We always want to learn and be correct
We
here.
know everything about donuts, so I really, I suspect we might not be wrong.
Hopefully she's typing. She can't just say, no, you're wrong, then just like not say anything. We need to know what we're wrong about. How can we
That's the
better
one.
ourselves? Okay, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Bartlett. Obviously, we've got the delay on our side before she
Can't
hears
take
it.
the tension, frankly. The only thing I can think of that we have like that is funnel cakes, but that's not a really simple. Oh, cakes, Hayley. That sounds quite nice, actually. I mean, honestly, donuts, cake. I'm a fan always. I mean, I can't say any different than that.
We used to have
Bartlett says.
we used to have a dinky donut van in the high street every Saturday. There is one in where I live actually in town, a dinky donut one, but I've never had them from there, so I don't know if they're real.
Aren't they little? Aren't the dinky donuts sort of like just tiny?
I would have thought by the name they're little dinky,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I don't know. I've never had dinky donuts. I don't trust them.
I've had those donuts on a pole with different dips. You know, like there's 10 mini ones on a pole that you have
Yeah.
at dessert in a restaurant.
I had a donut maker which like made little donuts. So it's like a waffle thing, but you just had little like donut shaped holes that you poured donut things in.
Remember that time you made me a croque bouche for my birthday?
I do remember the time when I made you a croque bouche. Apparently they're full size. They are full
Wow,
size.
that's impressive.
We might have to try dinky donuts at some point in our lives then.
I'm
Might
up
not
for it.
Might not be dinky donuts. I'm sure there's one outside the Tesco's, isn't there? Do you
At
know when
Hampton?
do you know when you go in, it's just on the left hand side? I'm sure that's
Yeah,
a dinky donut
I'm
place.
usually looking at the stationery store though, to be honest.
I know you are. I'm normally looking at the donut place.
I had a very sad day today. I heard that Paper Chase have gone into administration, and I'm grieving. I'm grieving.
Oh dear.
I know.
Well, maybe we'll be able
I
to get
think
some
that's
sheep.
it for today, Bestie. I think we better wrap it up.
I think that is it. So thank you for joining us. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter as gamergirl_Miss That's GMRGRL_MISSBRIE. And I'm pretty chatty, actually. If you come along and chat to me, I'll usually answer all your questions and say hi. Good night, Hayley.
And you can find
Where
me.
can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook at Ninqueso74, where I stream Fall Guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And you can also find me right here on Twitter, where I'm streaming daily now. I know, daily.
Batman thing. Do the
Daily. Batman thing. Okay. Will the news pick up for next week's episode of Ninqueso Live 23? Or will I have to find loads more filler just to make the episode long enough? Find out the answers to these questions. Same cheesy time, same cheesy channel.
Actual stories may vary. Say good night, Bestie.
Good night, bestie. Where's my end screen? God.